At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Morgan Ronslaven, who will deliver the valedictorian address.
Good afternoon, fellow graduates of the largest class ever from Northwest High School. Take a second and look at everybody around you. Good, y'all actually did it. You can probably point out your best friend, a teammate, a secret crush, maybe even an enemy, a few of your favorite teachers, some close family members, and in a class of over 700 people, probably some kids that you've never even seen before. Chances are, many of these people have impacted your life in some way or another. Each of the people that you pointed out has done something to get you to where you are right now. They might have given you love, some motivation, competition, a swift nudge, or when needed, a kick in the pants. So let's take a second and thank our friends and family who will tirelessly sit through the next 2 hours of this ceremony, supporting us while we write the ending to this special chapter in our lives. So after today, we're all going to be going in different directions. A lot of us will be continuing our studies at a four-year university. Some lucky ones will be playing a sport for a smaller school. A few others will go straight into the workforce or serve our country in the military. And the others who haven't figured this much out yet will probably just move to the Jersey Shore. No matter where you go after the day, here are a few thoughts on how each of us can impact the world around us. Wherever you go and whatever you do, we have to remain eager to learn and understand more about our surroundings. Albert Einstein once said, "The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing." So being curious can mean something different to each one of us. It might mean making observations about our environment, or asking what would happen if. It's a good thing to be questioning and thinking about what you still want to learn and who can teach you, even if you're just looking for someone to teach you how to duck deep. According to our childhood friend from the Magic School Bus, Miss Frizzle said, "Take chances, make mistakes, and get messy. It doesn't matter how many times you don't succeed, as long as you learn from each experience. Just avoid ending up like Miley Cyrus and test your limits in a way that don't make it onto YouTube." So by challenging ourselves to ask tough questions, we can expand our horizons and open our eyes to new ideas. Staying curious prevents us from settling for what is already known and allows us to reach new solutions. Staying curious allows us to stop and ask ourselves, what would Charlie Sheen do? So we've all heard people say that high school is the best days of our lives. These are the moments that we'll never get back, so don't mess up because we can't live with regrets, right? Wrong! This is our time to learn and grow into our own person. One way we can do this is by taking responsibility to do things ourselves. Unfortunately, our generation is known too well for being dependent. We have separation anxiety when we're away from our cell phones. We can't drive from Rome to Trophy Club without turning on our GPS. We're constantly seeking the approval of our hundreds of friends on Facebook. And if we don't succeed the first time at something, Mommy and Daddy are only a text message away. By taking on more responsibility and strengthening our own voice, we'll be more invested in the outcome of our choices. If we speak up for what is right and take action for what I believe in, then we'll be more invested in the outcome of our choices. You'll know you've gone too far when people compare you to Kanye West for interrupting other people's business and voicing your opinion a little too loudly. Even though each of us has a different vision for our future, we can still focus on how our decisions will impact the others around us. When Kate Middleton took her first steps onto the unfamiliar grounds of the University of St. Andrews, she never would have guessed that she would leave behind royal footprints. Another way to reach our potential is to surround ourselves with people who challenge us. When I was in elementary school, my best friend and I went on an Indian princess campout. So we were swimming at the lake one day, standing on a 20-foot high dive, when I mentioned to her my idea to dive off instead of just do the standard cannonball pencil jump, right? So while I stood there, summing up my bravery, estimating how fast I would fall and how So we should also seek to surround ourselves with people who challenge us, but we should also aim to be the kind of person that challenges other people. Tiger Woods may defy the skills of all the other golfers on the golf course, but his ex-wife used a 9-iron to challenge him in another way. In the popular movie Inception, the group of explorers couldn't successfully make it into the next dream level unless they were constantly pushing each other to be more creative and think outside the box. So who do you hang out with that challenges you to do bigger and better things? As we begin this next chapter in our life, a lot is going to change for us. While Taylor Swift will still be writing love songs, and Lindsay Lohan will still be in and out of jail, we'll be making lifelong friends and starting out on our own new path. One of the most important lessons I've learned while in high school is to take pride in being different. Doing what is popular and blending in with the crowd isn't always a cool thing to do. Just ask the few people who didn't catch fever. By exploring the ways that we're unique, we can learn more about ourselves than we would have had we stuck with the crowd. I bet Lady Gaga's classmates wouldn't have guessed that she would become a famous singer by wearing a dress made out of raw meat and entertaining her audiences with her wild antics. So how do you set yourself apart and stand up for what you believe? It reminds me of a poster in my teacher's classroom that said, "What is popular isn't always right, and what's right isn't always popular." So no matter if you're Team Edward or Team Jacob, be comfortable with who you are and be proud to be different. So whether you're going to look back on Northwest High School with fond memories or bitter regrets, we've all learned some valuable lessons during our 4 years here. We've learned to maintain our school pride even when our sports teams weren't doing too hot. We learned that everybody makes mistakes, despite what your reputation may be around the school. Some people learn the hard way not to park their car in the back of the parking lot next to all the big trucks unless you had something to prove. We've learned to be grateful for every opportunity that we're given, even though a freshman will probably win the car giveaway next year and the year after that. And finally, as graduates, we've learned to appreciate each day we're given on this earth, because we can all name someone who should be walking across the stage today, but wasn't given the chance. So congratulations, Northwest High School class of 2011. Be curious, be responsible to do things on your own, be ready for a challenge, and be proud to be different. Thank you.
Thank you, Morgan. At this time, I would like to present our